I thought it was very good.
Yeah.
There were a lot of like plot twists that I weren't expecting that made it a bit better. Like if it was just kind of like, oh, he killed the girl and that's that, but I liked the plot twist at the end. That worked very well.
And it did build up suspense. I like that when, I don't know, I just remember there's a bit where he cuts the leaves and it was like going black fade. I really liked that. It made it a bit scary and the music was good.
Yeah, I must say the music and the lighting in a lot of the scenes was very good. It made it very clear the scenes which were set in the past, the scenes were in the future, and I thought it was very important for setting the mood. It worked well without the scream because
Yeah, like dark, dreary, wasn't there like a high pitched scream in it? I like
because
that.
there wasn't a lot of dialogue throughout. It was quite quiet and the music dominated it, so it seemed more psychological, like it was within his head. Things were quite muffled and faded in the background, and I think that worked for the whole sort of psychological torment he had between the first girl and the second girl, having it sort of like muffled or can't quite hear the background.
I think the continuity was very good.
Yeah, like the frames didn't jump.
Mm-hmm.
It was smooth. Like the sounds from different clips weren't like dislodged.
Yeah, it was really well paced. I didn't feel like it was trying to rush to get to a particular point. It seemed to, I wouldn't say take its time, but it had a consistent flow. It was, I think it was just very well paced, to be honest, but that's it.
It was a really good choice.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't too much. It was a good volume. It didn't like dominate over everything, but it was always there in the background, and it made you like the bits that were building up suspense. Like it kind of carried it. It's really good.
If I'm honest, I didn't really notice the music, which is probably a good thing because it just kind of went so well that it wasn't like the music here's a bit thingy. Like it just kind of flowed with the visuals, and it just like wasn't like something that I was like and I picked up on.
About more psychological
Yeah,
thriller,
psychological
possibly.
thriller. Because it was kind of all in his head, and like obviously like he saw the girl, so it wasn't real. So it's kind of was like visions in his head. But I mean, it could have been horror, I suppose, because it was obviously he killed girls. But
The use of the diegetic sound made it so that it was. Is it diegetic when it's like sound you'd hear when you're there?
Yeah, yeah.
That was what made it seem like a thriller to me, because usually in like happy films it's just kind of like music and da 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 and people talking, but like when you hear like the switch flick and the leaves crumble, like it makes you feel a little bit like I think that Summer was represented in quite a negative light, and so was Hanny. I think they were both represented quite negatively, and as if like the guy was in charge, which me personally I don't like. I like a woman in charge, but I don't think it would have worked as well because of gender stereotypes and gender roles if it was the other way around. If it was a girl doing this to guys, actually maybe it would. Maybe that would maybe that'd be a good twist. You've got enough twists. It's all right, Karen.
Gosh, I don't think maybe as much emphasis was put on them, though. I mean, it's obviously only so much time you can have, so you're limited on that part, but I think maybe focusing more on many of the motives of the women, because I seemed quite confused as why they were doing it, other than he obviously
to be together, they had to kill the other girl, but you kind of don't
and then
get
he changes
why
his mind
they
at
had to
the
kill.
end, like
And then he ended up by himself, like he wouldn't have either of them at the end.
he lost in the end, like.
Maybe he should have killed himself as well. New plot twist.
Guys easily manipulated by women. Is that sort of the path we're going? Okay. Possibly. I don't know. I personally didn't have any problems with that.
I think it appealed more to men because he is the main character, And although he's kind of the protagonist and the antagonist, I think he's more protagonist. So I think that men can relate to him more. Maybe they've been in a manipulating situation with a woman, I don't know. But I feel like as a woman, you can't put yourself in the place of going, oh yeah, I tell my man what to do all the time. You know?
I think it depends how you frame the poster, like at the bit to like, not like advertise it, but how the first thing people see. If it's like Isaac at the front and it's just him, it could appeal. And it sounds stereotypical, but could appeal quite a lot to women. But then if you kind of put a mix of all of them in, it could, I think, appeal to both of them equally.
Well, I feel like because the first shot is of Isaac, I feel like he is our main character, and that therefore would appeal to males more. Like just from the initial.
I think I would say it was more equal in its, but I don't think it was either way, to be honest. I mean, I understand the whole Isaac is the main character, so naturally as a guy, you'd probably be drawn to, I wouldn't say relating, but understanding his character more. But at the same time, I feel like the sort of the theme of the story and the way it was filmed would appeal equally to both genders. I don't think it's a particular nod in either way.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that it's a bit out there to like not everyone goes around killing and but that's not just typical of our age. That's typical of a lot of ages. Like people usually don't go around killing people. So I feel like it would appeal to us more because the characters are more of our age, and it's all about that first relationship. It's between
Like,
these
which girl do I
people.
want?
Yeah, but like the killing part is just a nice twist. It doesn't like mean that we can't relate to it.
Mm.
I wanted a scream, a thud, maybe like a scream that was really, really loud. Like I wanted that really
I
bad.
think a thud. I feel like a scream could take away from the... You couldn't hear Summer at the beginning, which talks to Isaac.